I said, in the script here it says Flash zoops in. What's that? And he goes, Zoop. That's when he comes in real fast. I guess comics guys call it Fathom. I said, yeah, Zoop. Why does it say Zoop? I've never seen that. I've been reading comics my whole life. And he goes, well, Zoop came from the guy that directed the pilot. He wasn't a big comic book guy. So one day he came in and he goes, what a fast guy. He's going to zoop over here. It'll zoop over there and it'll zoop out of the room. And the writers were like, Z-O-O-P. And so it changed it forever. So I was like, I want to see the Zoop. I love that. It was my favorite part when he takes off and like that. And Bob was like, oh, yeah, that's right. You don't know how we do the Zoop, do you? I said, no. And he goes, boy, you're in for a fucking disappointment.
Yeah, that's what I say about everything. Like, our show is like the most awkward dailies in the business. Like,
it's a lot of
so
air cannon work. Like whenever he leaves the room, they have this, there's a person that has like what looks like a flamethrower on their back. And they're aiming it at everyone else who's in the scene.
just smile, just ready, like, just wait. Because the girls hate it, obviously. It's just like,
Because bam, the fucking just face, neck, and chest, bam, you know?
oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't a good one. We got to do it one more time. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hair, thank you. Yeah, I think it's set. Yep, all the time.
It does as soon as they go, all right, everybody freeze. Everybody freezes. And they're like, all right, Grant, get out of there. And Grant walks out. And they're like, okay, action. And then they jack him in the face with like 10,000 pounds of air pressure.
Sometimes they roll that cannon out where it's like, oh my God. It's like,
Normally it's a little thing, but sometimes they bring out a gigantic device. And you just get the impression that like production is like, let's just see what their faces will do.
Yeah.
Bob, the AD, was like, how do you want to set up your shot? And I was like, well, Joe and Iris and Cisco are in the foreground with their backs to the camera, empty midground in the background. Flash will zoop into the breach room. And he goes, okay, there's going to be about 10 seconds, 2 calls for action camera, then wait 10 seconds, and then there's going to be an action Grant. And I said, okay, what's that for? And he goes, we need the 10 seconds for green screen. Like, it's not green screen, plate shot. Yeah. Essentially, they could digitize him in after they're all done. So, you know, they get him in position. They're like, here we go, action. And everyone just freezes in front of the camera and stuff. And we just roll for a few seconds. And then all of a sudden, they're like, okay, bring in Grant. And Grant will come into the doorway just like this. Hits his mark. And then they'll be like, okay, action Grant.
That's it.
I laughed so hard I blew the tape, man. Like, because I was like, oh my God, do you guys realize the way you make the Flash, the way I used to play the Flash on the playground and stuff? And then they blow that air cannon at the same time. It's fantastic. But the zoop in is actually, like, it's kind of silly to watch, but at least it starts the scene. So, like, he'll zoop in, and you're like, well, that was weird. But then you start talking, and the dialogue is intense, and so you forget about it. But it's when you zoop out of the scene,
the zoop out,
which is really weird because, like, it's building to a tension, and then they're like, God, Barry, you got to go save them all. And he's like, I'm on it. And then he just walks out like Charlie Brown.